What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another week in the books. We are week number 311 in the weekly rotation. It was Thanksgiving week. Did a little bit of traveling, spent some time with family, wore a variety of fragrances as expected, right? Some that may surprise you because we did have some cooler weather, but I actually didn't wear any heavy fragrances. I stuck the fresh route for the most part, and compliments galore. Works out. Fresh just tends to work. Fresh, sweet, things of that nature, you know, they're just likable. What can I say? So we'll check them out. There's links down below if you want to check any of these fragrances out. Stay tuned. Honestly, this is probably the most fall season appropriate fragrance of the bunch that I wore on Sunday. It was the new Issey Miyake L'Odyssey Eau de Parfum. Big fan of this one. I think it's one of the better designers released this year. Stays true to the original. Has that yuzu green 90s kind of DNA without it being yuzu exactly. Like I said, it smells like the original. Just evolved, thicker, heavier, earthier, greener for sure. Fur balsam. Big star of the show here. Whole lot of green elements. Green, woodsy, a bit aromatic, a little bit of citrus freshness, just a little touch of it in the opening. Overall, it's a kind of a woody green aromatic, has a little bit of a gentlemanly touch to it. Very much signature scent worthy for those that don't like the modern sweet fragrances or the, you know, heavier blue and Broxton type fragrances, and you want something that's kind of a classic reimagined, an evolution of a classic, if you will, because honestly, I would take this 10 out of 10 times over the original L'Odyssey. I think this is officially my favorite L'Odyssey flanker, even over L'Odyssey Vetiver, which I'm a big, did I mention big fan of that one. That moved to number 2. They quietly drop some good stuff that gets cheap all the time. You can get this in the $40 to $50 range from discounters online. And yeah, I would strongly encourage checking it out. Above average performance, and it smells fantastic during the day with nothing out of the shower. L'Odyssey EDP. Moving into Monday, I grabbed several Rayhaan fragrances recently, and this one is their Pacific Chill dupe. We've got Pacific Aura, and this one a little less fruity, a little bit more citrusy. Fresh green aquatic, you know, all the elements are here for the most part. Again, I find it's less on the like the apricot fruitiness that you get at Pacific Chill, and more on like the citron lemon citrusy side of the DNA. So if you want to dial back some of that slightly feminine leaning, you know, fruity sweetness, because apricot's kind of a little bit of it. It's mostly in feminine fragrances for the most part. This dials it back a little bit and it's heavier on the citrus. It's still there, but it's heavier on the citrus. Love the bottle. Performance is kind of average range, 6-7 hours range in longevity. Good strong pop for about an hour to an hour and a half off the skin as far as projection. I like it. We'll be doing a which one should you get kind of thing here pretty soon, because I've got several of this DNA that are either closely related to or inspired by or twists of, and we got to pick a winner. They're all pretty good and they all have merit, but if you got to get one, you got to get one, right? And is it going to be this one? I don't know. We'll discuss further, but as far as during the day, my first wearing, I am quite enjoying Rayhaan's Pacific Aura. Moving into Tuesday, this one's quite interesting. Heavy galbanum, and then it dries into, honestly, a lot of Mensera Cinque Terre. Somebody had put that in my head. And the more I smell it and dry it out, the more I'm like, yeah, kind of similar. Hawas Atlantis. Very much get a load of galbanum. Very earthy green at the top. Super aquatic. It's like a darker earthy. It's like an earthy aquatic. Earthy green aquatic. That's how you can look at it. Very salty. People keep asking me about Latafa Atlas. No, this does not smell like Megamare. I mean, kind of a little bit, but not really at the same time, because it's so heavy on galbanum. And then, like with Mensera Cinque Terre, that is pine green, not earthy green. It's like pine needles with a lot of citrus. Well, if you were to take that citrus away and turn that pine green into earthy green, yeah, it's kind of similar, you know? While I don't necessarily think they were going for Cinque Terre, I don't truly know. You get a lot of that in the dry down. It's very much almost like it's the galbanum of Beach Hut Man from Amouage. No, this does not smell like Beach Hut Man, but that specific element. A lot of galbanum in the opening of Beach Hut Man. A lot of galbanum here, like a lot. This is interesting. This isn't your typical mass appealing, super over the top compliment getter. I mean, this is, like I said, it's a earthy green aquatic. You don't get a ton of those. This stuff's a banging fragrance. It really is. I love that it's kind of different. You got to be able to get through that galbanum, though. You got to like that earthy green galbanum. I thought there might have been a lot of moss in here as well. It's so earthy, but oh, just galbanum. And then a super salty marine aquatic, like a dark, almost ambery aquatic in the dry down. Crazy performance. I love this fragrance. This is fantastic. They never drop anything mediocre in this line, in my opinion. Like, even the stuff people would consider mediocre is actually really freaking good. Like Hawas Black or Hawas Elixir would be like two of my least favorites. They're actually still really freaking good. There's just so much more to like in the line above them for me. This being one of them. I'm glad to have this. You should check it out if you haven't yet. During the day, Rasasi Hawas Atlantis. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. And then we got out the shower. Time for a good shave. Old Faithful. Sphinx Beard Caribbean Island Shave Set with Paris Corners Coconut Lagoon. Virgin Island Water Pina Colada Dupe with sugar, citrus, caramel, vanilla, coconut. This is just candied, hence why it's in the Ministry of Gourmand line. This is a tropical candy coconut fragrance. Skittle-like citruses, almond joy. Pick your favorite coconut candy. That kind of coconut with caramel and vanilla. It's absolutely stunning, especially when you layer these two together. I'm not the layering type, but boy, these really work. This candied tropical coconut with straight up pina colada, Virgin Island water, right? Love shaving with this. Out the shower, Coconut Lagoon. Moving into Wednesday was travel day. I wanted something fun, something fresh, some good longevity. It's been sitting on the desk right here. I said, what the hell? I haven't worn it in a while. Let's go with London Spice from Fragrance du Bois. Minty Aquatic. It's really good, like super minty, fresh, like peppermint-like aquatic, a little on the dry wood side with the kind of oudiness you get here. Very, very dry wood, not on the funkiness or anything like that. This is a gorgeous fragrance. One of the best, safest plays to start with from this brand. This is just super easy to like. Pretty good quality ingredients here. I mean, they do have some high-grade synthetics as well, but overall does smell of a luxury aquatic. It just does to me. It's rather dapper. You can be just as casual as it is dapper and dressy on a warm day. Signature scent worthy kind of stuff. It's very pricey though. Definitely very pricey, so be mindful of that. Definitely sample first. Make sure it's worth it for you. Performance is fantastic in my experience. That was one of the reasons I picked it. I wanted it to go through the day for me. I wanted to be able to get wafts of it throughout the day, which I did. I did get two different compliments, one at Buc-ee's and one at a Chevron that we stopped at as we were traveling, 6-hour drives. We stopped a few times, and absolutely fantastic on travel day on Wednesday with nothing out of the shower. Fragrance du Bois London Spice. Moving to Thursday, Thanksgiving. So this wasn't the plan. But the wife applied her fragrance before me, and I said, what the hell, I'm going to do that too. She's like, even with me wearing it, you're going to wear it too? I'm like, what, don't we always do that with rosé? She said, touche, good point, we do that with rosé all the time. Sun-Kissed Island, we both wore it for, now this was hilarious, right? My uncle was wearing Evening Mystique, my cousin was wearing Business Over Pleasure, my nephew was wearing Business Over Pleasure, me and my wife were wearing Sun-Kissed Island, and my aunt was wearing Sun-Kissed Island. My mom was wearing Sun-Kissed Island. Yeah. Pretty much Thanksgiving was all three of my fragrances. Like, not every single person was wearing one of my fragrances, but the bulk of us were. Funny enough. So here I thought, me and the wife were going to be standing alone. Absolutely not. So that's hilarious. It was a TLTG Reviews and Zaharoff Zed Creator kind of Thanksgiving. I forgot to tell George about this, by the way. That's a fun story for him. But, yep, there's literally like a handful, maybe 2 bottles left of the ones that we filled with the sample oil. Seamless Soul's done. That's gone forever. Ibere, there's still a few left, but probably by the end of the day today, these will be gone too, and that's a wrap because that wasn't a restock. It wasn't a refill or anything like that. It was... We held the sample oil so we could fill more bottles for the demand. We had caps and boxes. George always orders overage. And so we had some more bottles printed. There's a very finite amount of them. In like 3 days, Justin sold through his. And this is day 4, I think, or day 5. Today's day 5 or something like that. And I got literally, I'm not going to tell you the exact number. Let's just say right around 2 handfuls, maybe ish. I forgot the exact number, but any given moment that could be done. And they're going forever. So I'll have the link if you want to be one of the ones to grab one of the very last bottles ever, because people are wilding, charging $350, $400 on eBay and fragrance groups and stuff like that. So you can still get a last little chance at grabbing them for $155, and then tell the people reselling them at $400 to go fuck themselves and don't buy it for $400. Don't buy it for $400, guys. I don't care if it's a year or two from now. Don't do that. It's my favorite fragrance ever. I wouldn't pay $400 for it. And I created it with Claude, Deere, and George. I would never pay $400 for this. So you shouldn't either. But hey, your money. But you can get it for $155. So for Thanksgiving, myself, my wife, and 2 others wore Sunkissed Island. Moving into Friday, Black Friday, we did do a little bit of running around. We hit a couple of the rack stores. Everything was just chock-a-block, packed full of people. It's nice to see brick and mortar's not dead yet. No, online hasn't completely taken over. Like literally everywhere we went, we popped in Ulta. The wife wanted to get something specific. That was bogged down with people. We popped in at Ross. That was laughable. We turned around and walked out. The line was like half the store just to check out. It's like, oh, there's literally nothing here that would make me stand in that line. There's nothing I could find here. Went to Marshall's. We actually did buy some. The wife got a Saints onesie pajamas. That was hilarious. She was like, I'm getting this. And I found the white and Atlantic blue penny twos in my size. So that was nice. I always see like the Stuzzy collabs and stuff like that of the penny twos. For you sneakerheads, you know what I'm talking, the Nike Air Penny 2. But actually to see an OG colorway, which I haven't had the white and Atlantic blue in a long time. I had the black and Royals, the Orlando home colorway, years ago, like the '08 release or something like that. I had those, was the last time I had those. But I haven't had the white and Atlantic blues in a long time, so I grabbed them. They were like 60, something like that. So we actually did buy something there. Popped into Burlington, nothing was going on there. But yeah, everything was chock-a-block packed full of people everywhere. But moral of the story, I decided to go with Prada Paradigme, which, fun fact, the wife absolutely loves. For those of you that saw the Black Friday Frag Flex Fragrance Buy video where I opened it and we revisited, because Frag Flex sent this my way, which I had already did. My first impressions with a carded sample months prior. I even said in the video, I said, I guarantee if I go over there to this lady that's off camera, and sure enough, after I stopped recording, she's like, that does smell fantastic. She's like, I could smell that one specifically the whole time, and I went and let her smell it. She said, yeah, that's amazing. And then I wore it for Black Friday, and she was like, God, that smells so good. I figured she likes the mass appealing stuff on me a lot. So this gets a bad rap, and look, I don't think it's anything special either. I gave it a 7.75. I think it's that second tier of designer release. I think it's a little safe for Prada. Prada's known to kind of do their own thing, but it's a sweet aromatic with a little bit of spice and some woods. It's nice. It's geranium, but it still kind of gives off this sage kind of smell to it. But it's actually really nice. Performance is actually above average as well. Try before you buy. I get it. Everybody has high expectations of Prada. I do as well. It's actually a pretty good fragrance, but it's a redundant fragrance in a lot of collections. It's a typical sweet woody aromatic that is the style these days, but I like it. I do like it more. The more I spray it, the more I like it. It's just easy to wear, and it definitely will pull some compliments. And performance is pretty good. So, Black Friday, Prada Paradigme. And finally on Saturday, this was travel day back. I haven't worn this in a while. It's one of my favorite releases of the year. So I went with Dumont Nitro Red Intensely. Melon, apple, fruity, warm and ambery. A little spicy. This is much thicker and much more monstrous than the original. The original's got more of an aquatic smell to it. This kind of loses a lot of that wateriness because it's much more of a amber fruit bomb with some spice. God, it's so good though. This is so good. Monster Performer too. Another one high compliment factor. Another one compliment at Buc-ee's. We always stop at Buc-ee's. Coming and going. We stop at Buc-ee's in Alabama. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It was the cashier this time. They hit me with the compliment. This is an amazing fragrance. I strongly encourage checking it out. Even if you have the original, if you have the original, you're the main person I would say probably needs this. If you love the original, you're going to love this one. But nice to revisit anytime and every time during the day. Nitro Red Intensely for Dumont. When I got the shower, I just wanted something shower gel friendly. Nautica Pure Blue, I pretty much leave it on the dresser. It's kind of my just whatever dumb reach. Let me just spray something fresh and clean for a little while out the shower. That's basically what I do with it. Smells like shower gel. Out the shower, Nautica Pure Blue. Well, that was the Thanksgiving week rotation. I appreciate you guys for checking out the video. I hope you had a great holidays with your family. I hope you were able to do some eating and all that good stuff and talk about what you were thankful for. And hopefully you had a great year. Hopefully you have a strong finish to this year and a great start to next year. I'm very thankful for a lot of things. I've got a lot of blessings in my life, including you guys. Both the ones that hate watch and are miserable, and all of you awesome people that are joyous and have a good day every day and make me part of your day, because I sure appreciate you making these videos part of your day, sincerely and seriously. So thank you guys for checking out the video. Once again, there's links down below if you want to check anything out. Make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you on the next one.